yeah, I know when it's real. You only come home to pose and pop up a look, but you forgot how I feel.
12 years ago, there was none of this bullshit. How can a bunch of men make money behind the screen?
I still keep going. Go on your boat.
It's over. America is not what it used to be. Los Angeles, there's a whole street full of zombies.
Bro, what is this, man? How come you put like 100,000 dirham?
We provide everything. Show your skills, but don't make content.
Like what? Why would you rent a place like that? Go fucking buy it.
Let's be honest.
What? I didn't expect it from an old money guy like that. You always need some people in your life where the shit hits the fence, you can talk to, have some good and deep conversations, understand life better. He's in a very different field than I am, so he's into trading, and a lot of people in Germany also know him. I think it'll be very inspiring for you guys also to get to know Ramy. He's a bit older than me, he's a veteran in the space, he's been through a lot. This is like the reality of business, and especially also like mindset you guys haven't seen, I'll tell you that. When did you start trading?
Started trading, man, 12 years ago when there was no influencer, there was no Instagram, there was none of this bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
I was sitting in the gold mines in Australia. I was working, making ends meet. I was trying to support my parents in the gold mines of Australia. And then the idea came up to start doing trading. Yeah. So I was watching all those movies, Wolf of Wall Street. I was just inspired by how can a bunch of men make money behind the screen, while my father was telling me the story of go to university, study, and then you will have a nice life. I like fighting every day, bro. I love being in the jungle, you know. I love obstacles. I love when people don't believe in me, you know. This is what pushes me every day. You know what the biggest scam is, in my opinion, is the life cycle. You go to school, you finish your studies, and then you get a job, and then you shovel your own grave, and then you lay into it.
Yeah.
This is the biggest scam.
Yeah.
Because life is more about than just having a job, and that's the big difference. And this is what I keep always saying to the people. Life is too short to compromise on it.
Yeah.
I get disturbed by this idea, you know, someone telling me to work from this time to this time. I'm a psychopath when it comes to that. I can work even 20 hours. It's not about the time frame. It's about I do it for myself or I do it for no one.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
You know, I was speaking to my mentor as well, and I said, you're 65 years old, you're multi-9 figures deep. I said, why still keep going? I said, go on your boat or yacht, I don't know what the hell he has. I said, just sail the world, see that. He said, you can do that only for so long, and then what? And he said, as men, we only feel inside if we are in the arena. If you're not in the arena,
man,
you don't feel like...
And let's be honest,
right?
Arena is not arena anymore. Come on, it's not arena. I tell you why. Back the days, there was no books. There was no internet. You know what I mean? There was no nothing. Everything needed to be achieved. Everything needed to be studied. Nowadays, you have everything available. It's just you versus you. Fuck America, man. Fuck Bali. Dubai is the place to be. Yeah. Fuck this narrative of Trump and Miami where people say, I have to be in America to achieve. It's over. America is not what it used to be. You know, in Los Angeles, there's a whole street full of zombies, man. You don't see that in Dubai, you know.
You been there, bro?
I've been there several times. I've been in the States several times. I've been in Los Angeles, I've been in New York, I've been in Austin, I've been in Dallas, I've been in Miami. It's all the same shit. It's a nice country, of course. It's a nice country to scale in. But come on, life quality in Dubai is way better. I want to show you what we have achieved in the last few years, you know, because people doubting us. But before I show you my grip, I want to introduce you to someone.
Okay.
Someone very important to me.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Farouk.
Bro, what is this, man?
This is our 100,000 dirham Charlie. I didn't choose the lion, you know, like people, you know, always bragging about the lion. I like the gorilla. You know, the gorilla protects. The gorilla is always quiet. The gorilla acts when it's needed. Different than the lion, you know. So a gorilla is more solid. So that's why I choose to have a gorilla watching the...
So like, how come you put like 100,000 dirham?
It's
like
just because we can, and we never showed our trading villa, you know, so you're the first one that presents it. We have a small area for books. There's no book here for losers, you know, like people that give up. I love the book, War and Power, the 48 Laws.
Like this is one of my like all-time classics favorites, bro.
Look, Power and War, for me personally, are the books that needed to be read when it comes to mindset. I fucking hate this word mindset. Either you have it or not. This is my person.
It's the fucking rap.
When you need a barber in emergency,
Bro, it's a barber in his home.
so my barber always comes. So that's why I say, you know what? I don't want to spend the money. Go to the barber. Wait. Take an appointment. I ordered the barber to me.
Bro, how many rooms was this place
So
at?
in total, we have 7 rooms. Everything that you see here is custom made. We're also basically talking right now to a developer that can put us a outside gym. All those Dubai people, you know, they always rent the same space. So I came up with the idea. I don't fucking rent, I own. You know what I mean? So I own my own podcast studio. Who wants to rent it out to his more than welcome.
I can do
So
it.
another income stream.
Spend months in the corner, just me and my bag.
For all the content trading trade, this is how a trading floor looks like. So I made my Wolf of Wall Street dream come true. I'm here every US session. Who trades in Dubai, who wants to pop up and trade with us, show us his skills, he's more than welcome. We provide everything. We provide drinks, we have screens here, you can come and trade with us. Show your skills, you know, but don't make content.
If you see somebody, it's like you see so much content out there, and I'm in my mind like, bro, if you can make so much content, where are you actually working?
Yeah, brother.
Yeah.
How big is your team?
Now 17 people. For people that can't afford a place to stay, that say, you know what, Dubai hotel rates are too expensive. They can also chill here. As you can see, it's brand new, so there's no one stayed here before.
Out in the 6, I'm a national treasure. The niggas that bad me gon' bad me for.
This is where a lot of magic happens.
Is this the place where you usually work, or usually like downstairs at the big
I work
training hall?
most of the time downstairs, but here's where customer come visit me.
Yeah.
That, you know, want to create a portfolio, they want to invest their money. So I have a lot of e-com people, you know, also as my clients. See, of course, because look, if you make money with e-com, you want to invest also your money. You know? It's not just about buying Lambos and buying Rolls Royce, you know, and living this kind of lifestyle. So a lot of people that made money, they don't know how to invest money. This is where I come into the game and where I support people when it comes to that.
How much you pay here every single year?
I pay around 150,000 euros, which is like around $200,000.
But what do you say to those people who are gonna say like, what? Why would you rent a place like that? Go fucking buy it. Why don't you buy it?
Because we have several assets already. We bought a lot of real estate. This one is nothing to stay forever, you know? So we want to build and live.
Yeah.
So the next step is to get a whole floor inside Dubai city, you know what I mean? So we're trying a lot of things out.
What I think what a lot of people do wrong is they add their home that they bought with a mortgage to their net worth.
You can't do that.
Bro, like there's people who do that and then say, yeah, why don't you buy it, you rent it? Like, what do you think, like you as like somebody who's like investing in stuff all the time?
Look,
right?
I don't mind real estate. And I do have real estate, but unfortunately as someone who trades really, you know, like you know, I'm not this guy of, you know what I mean?
Of course.
So we really trade. It just gets challenging when it comes to having only real estate. So I could basically relax and just get money out of the real estate. But come on, let's be honest, it's not going to be the same and fast money.
Yeah.
You know, like trading and finance and swing trading is just quicker money.
Yeah.
You know, it's faster. It's something that gives you an additional push.
I get a question a lot of times from people. All right, Father, but when is the right time to move out to Dubai? What is, in your opinion, the right time to move out of your parents' place and then move to Dubai?
Look, funny, I was just doing a podcast about it yesterday, where I spoke specifically about Dubai. I don't recommend Dubai to anyone in the beginning. If you want to start moving out of your parents' place, go to Bangkok, go to Jakarta, go to Bali. I tell you why, because the costs in Dubai, they will eat you within no time. And you know exactly why. You know, like we are paying everything cash. The Rolls Royce you're seeing out there is paid cash. The Lamborghini you own is paid cash. The rents that we pay are paid cash in one check. So everything is paid in one check in advance. So you need to bring upfront a lot of money. So if you don't have a running business that creates you every month a certain amount of cash flow, you will lose. It's simple as that.
It's what I've seen in my life is that and I'm talking about people who do e-com because I still do e-com, and is that they have a few good months with e-commerce, and then they're like, okay, now it's the time to leave the country, which I understand where it comes from, because they want to have new experiences, they feel like something new, and as well, like they will also try to like pay less tax or even like avoid taxes. But with e-com, for example, especially in the beginning, where you don't have really good connections yet, and your Shopify payment store or like your payment processors,
infrastructure is
PayPal, whatever, like you're just like it all goes down, and then suddenly you see, oh, I just moved to a new place, and now the income stream is gone. So is there trading also some ways in terms of also infrastructure where you're like, oh, you can have a few good months, but then if this happens, like it's all gone forever. Like what happens?
Well, it's not all gone forever. It depends on your risk management, but definitely we do have such months. I mean, just look at Trump now, and also all the incidents that happened in Dubai. We lost money. You know what I mean? And I think, look, losses are definitely a simple thing you have to adjust to in Dubai, you know, and everywhere in life. It's just part of it. But trading definitely, as I agreed with you, has the same obstacles like e-com.
Yeah.
And I don't think there is a business out there that doesn't have those obstacles. If you're very, very honest to yourself, give me one example besides criminality.
Yeah.
That has not, and even in criminality, you have obstacles, right or not?
Yeah, of course.
You know, and that's the big difference, brother, when it comes to business. You have to adjust to losses. And I think a lot of people, since they come from an employee perspective, they don't know what losses is.
Yeah.
There's a difference between receiving every month income without basically worrying about it, or to go into the jungle and fight for it every month. It's a different kind of perspective.
So what is for you the jungle?
Oh, the jungle is the stock market for me, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
I want to ask you, what is like the highest amount of money you ever made in a day trading?
187,000 euros.
Wow.
Day trading.
When did this happen, and what did you do in order to that you think you made such a crazy amount?
You need to be consistent. This is the thing, like some people, they hear now the sum, 187,000 euros, oh, there's so much money. Yeah. Yes, it's so much money, but they didn't see how much time went into it.
Yeah,
so there's days I don't make a fucking penny.
You're 12 years in the game, you said.
Yeah, 12 years, you know, so there's days where I don't make a single dollar. Yeah. There's weeks, for example, in the last 3 weeks, I didn't barely make any money. I made a small 5-figure number.
Yeah.
And you know what, it's okay, it happens. I'm still considering myself lucky that I have this skill.
Yeah.
Because I still belong to the 1 to 5% worldwide.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. How many people live that kind of life?
Yeah, man.
How many people can say they own a Lamborghini, they drive a Rolls Royce, they have their own driver, they have their own barber? There's not many. So we are very, very privileged, but it did kind of come with a price tag. It didn't come for free. And that's the difference.
The CEO and founder also of Ferrero, like, you know, these chocolates?
Yeah, the Italian chocolate brand.
Also that one, and also like he also founded Kinder Chocolate. Also very secretive, never in the camera. He said the only moments, you know, I don't agree with this nowadays, but back in the days, okay, the only moments you should be on the front pages, you know, he said, is when you're born and when you die.
Look, I'm going to be very honest with you. I agree to him when it comes to old money businesses.
Yes.
So if you sell steel, if you sell fast moving goods, you know, like Indomie noodles, then it's not needed to be in the front pages and not needed to be in social media.
Yeah.
But if you want to scale very, very hard nowadays, it doesn't matter what kind of brand you have. Social media is the key, man. Yeah,
you know, I'll tell you something nice. I even asked my mentor, the owner of like the whole guy who brought like kebab dinner to Germany. I asked him, you know, in 2023, when I just started a little bit with social media, I asked him, I said, because he's the most low-key guy. You can't even find a picture of him online. And he's at least multiple 9 figures deep. I asked him, I said, I think it's a good idea for me to go on social media. And what do you even think of like buying watches, cars, showing it on the internet? Because, I mean, I'll tell you something interesting, man. He gave me a year before amazing advice, where he just became like a mentor for me. And then my business scaled, so I bought him like a watch. Nothing crazy, for like maybe 3,000-4,000 euros, a Swiss watch. He never wore it. I've never seen him wear it. He doesn't care about that shit. I asked him, I said, what do you think of the idea of me doing it? He said, Faruk, look, I'm from a very different place in the world. He said, but in your case, if it helps your business, do whatever the fuck it takes. I was like, what? I didn't expect it from an old money guy like that. And then I realized, when you understand the game, it doesn't matter what the fuck you're doing. Then you know what works and what doesn't, and what advice to give. You know, that is why I prefer to talk with people like that than watch somebody buy his newest Lambo who's like 18 years old, a broccoli hair guy in fucking Miami or something. Like, who the fuck, even if he makes more money than me, what the fuck is he gonna teach me? But I always say, pick your mentors very wisely, bro. Really. You know, guys, it's very nice and cool when you start making some money and you change your life, you know, but I'm used to just eating regular doner kebab. And my mom's simple food, amazing food by the way, with my mom every day. And it was always a lot of food. That's why I was also used to be very fat back in the days. But then I come to a place like this, for example, Dubai, with this, you know, it's like with insane view, like one of the top spots in Dubai. and I just want to eat some chicken and stuff, you know. Like I started going to the gym, and look at how the food is. Show it, bro. Okay, so this is supposed to fill my stomach. Bro, this is like 2 bites and I'm done, bro. Am I wrong, Misha? I think like every bite is like 50 euro, bro. You know, guys, yesterday I was in the gym. A guy came up to me, yo, what's up, Farouk? And I recognized him, of course. I know him from like a year ago. And he told me about a year ago that he had exited his Shopify stores. He started a brand. I was very happy for him, you know. Great young gunner, scaling it. Has been in e-com maybe for 2-3 years, not so long. I asked him like, hey, what's up? You know, we were talking. I said, how's it going right now? How's the brand? Yeah, he was just very honest. He said to me, look, bro, honestly, it's not going that well right now. He said, it's been a very tough year. Everything that you can think of was going wrong. I said, okay. And I looked at him, and he was man enough to say it, because a lot of guys will get into a situation like that. It's tough to say, oh, it's going bad. You always want to say, oh, it's going good, we're scaling, etc. But the reality of business is that 80% of the time, you can't say that you're scaling, bro. Honestly, it's very hard. At a later stage, it's possible, but a lot of times it's not. And the first thing I said to him, I was like, yo, bro, listen, I know. I said, I've been out, and I was with my brother, like I looked at him, you know, my brother was also looking that serious. He's like, and I told him, I said, hey bro, listen, like I've been in the game for 7 years. It's been almost a decade. And half of the 7 years, so 3.5 years, I've just been struggling, bro. It was not, I think only since the beginning of 2024, everything started going for me better. And the first, so even like 4 years, bro, big time struggle. You know, nothing was consistent. If I finally found a way that was working for me, that I could make more money, and I was a little bit more stacking money, I was losing it again. I was growing, but very slowly. So, I mean, I told him, look, bro, it's totally part of the game, bro. I said, embrace it. I said, you're gonna even love that you're in a period like this, because the most beautiful thing about finally kind of making it is that you can look back to the whole situation where it was so fucked up and you felt like, oh, it's impossible to get out of it. So embrace it, bro. Embrace it and enjoy it. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah. The world is so small till it ain't.
Bro, we just surf scale to $400. From 50 to 400. So we can go from 50 to like fucking 800 in a day, bro. It's possible. If you want to play it safe, so let it run for 48 hours. And if it's been on a 30% profit margin for those 2 days, then double the budget for the next day.